The partners of the MBN Network and I would like to invite you to Life Class held in Buckhead, the most beautiful part of Atlanta, Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. If you want to be a part and be empowered, learn, network, and receive empowerment, email us right now. See you there.
Life Guide. This service provides divine direction and insight for your life and future. Larry D. Reid specializes in spiritual guidance through readings, counsel, and dream interpretation. As he communicates with people, within minutes, Larry D. Reid begins to engage the spirit world, seeing and hearing things on their behalf that are vital, pertinent, and necessary for the success of their destiny. Having served thousands of people from all walks of life for over 20 years, Larry D. Reid has been and is the Life Guide. Book your appointment today.
Look, I don't take it for granted that y'all meet me here every single Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. I'm so glad that you give me the privilege to talk with you so we can grow together and we can empower each other. Look, the numbers at the bottom, 646-787-8174. You are locked into Power Up 15. We only have 2 shows on the MBN network. It's Power Up 15. And that's Tuesday, 6 a.m. is prayer, 6 p.m. is spiritual education. And then on Mondays, it's our fun show, Larry Reid Live Entertainment Show. And I'm front and center on both shows. And I've got audiences everywhere, all different type of audiences. I'm glad that you trust me enough, to help you grow and make impact in your world. That's what we're talking about. This is part 2 of how can I make impact in my world. I want to help you. We're going to help each other. Remember, 646-787-8174. You can call in at any given time. Now, last week, we talked about 3 areas rather, that we need to focus on or build on or have to consider when it comes to impacting somebody. When it comes to making your impression upon somebody, it's extremely important that you focus on these things. These three things, put your attention there. One is what is exceptional about you. You need to realize that you are a brand, you are a force in this world, in this earth, and there is a thing that nobody can do except for you. And you need to discover whatever it is that you are exceptional at doing. And so that's one of the things you got to pay attention to. And the second thing is whatever that area of exceptionality is, you need to become an expert in it. And I say one of the defining factors of someone being an expert at what they do, they're able to teach someone else how to do it. They're able to multiply themselves over and over again. The third thing, we talked about influence, and we compared and contrasted influence and popularity. So I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about 3 new areas. So make sure you go back and you watch it. It's on this page on Facebook. It's actually in the archive on Periscope, and also it is on YouTube. Hello to those of you on Facebook, Periscope, and on YouTube. Remember this number right here, 646-787-8174. You can call in at any given time and ask me a question, and I will answer your question right here live on air. Take a moment and share on YouTube. Hit that bell so you'll know whenever I'm live, and give us a thumbs up over there. Give us a like and some emotion cons here on Facebook and on Periscope. Hit them hearts and share with your Twitter family. All right, let's go ahead and let's get started in the next 3 areas. Y'all ready? The next 3 areas that I want to talk to you about as relates to where you need to put some focus at and do some discovery, some trial and error. May need to get a therapist or a coach, or not so much someone that's like a career coach that can help you discover your purposes, or a life coach that can help you discover who you are, what area you should build in. And no matter what world you are in, I realize I'm talking to people that are in different, areas of influence. Some of you are in the religious, spiritual world. Some of you are in the educational realm. You're in the political world. You're in the world of fashion and design. It does not matter what world you're in. You can take what I'm telling you, what I've learned and am learning, and you can implement this thing. So let's talk about what will be a 4th area if we add it to last week. But the first area we're talking about today, I want to talk about your distinction. I want you to type up under here and say, I have distinction, or say it if you're listening to me through Blog Talk Radio. I have distinction. I have distinction. There is something that is about something that is unique to you. It's whatever is unique to you. Discovering that thing, firstly, acknowledging that thing and embracing that thing, and then really making that thing a part of your calling card. What is it that's so distinctive about you? It could be your eye placement, the size of your lips. It can be even your pigmentation, your height, whether that is tall or short, whichever one. What is distinctive about you? It can be your literal name and the spelling of your name. But I want you to sit down for a moment. When I log off, I ain't got but like 10 more minutes with you, and I want you to discover or acknowledge and probably then embrace and be okay with whatever it is that makes you distinctive. What makes you distinctive don't necessarily have to be something that you like. It can be something that makes you distinctive, but on the other side, it can actually be the source of some of the peril or struggle you have in your personal life. Whatever it is, I want you to acknowledge that thing, and I want you to look at that thing. I want you to write that thing down. I want you to discover. If you're going to impact somebody's life, you must discover, acknowledge, and embrace whatever it is, whatever is distinctive about you, and stick your chest out, hold your head up, and flaunt it. And we're not talking about anything that would do you any harm or anybody else. We ain't talking about the ego, but I'm talking about confidence, knowing who you are, what you're bringing to the table, know what your contribution, the unique contribution that you give to this world, to people, and to all people. Know what you have distinction. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what is distinctive about me. Aside from, this whole black t-shirt thing that I started and created, beside, from my look and me shaving my head since the 90s, and I got a whole full head of hair, my bald head, or I don't know, the way I talk, or my comedy, or my intellectualism, or the way that I preach. I don't know, beside all those things, that whatever makes me distinctive to you, I have internally, I know some things about myself that makes me distinctive. And one thing that I am and that I have is I'm extremely long-suffering. I am one of the most long-suffering people in the world, and it's probably not even something I need to be telling some of y'all jokers that's looking at me. I'm long-suffering. I will stick a thing out for a long time, and I can know this thing is draining me and is wearing me to the death, and I will keep right on and just stay faithful in that thing. That's distinctive about me. But let me tell you something else that I discovered once I realized that, because on one end of me, I seem like it's a character flaw. But what I discovered is that it's somehow tied into my gift. When I sit down as a counselor or as a coach with someone, especially if that person, you know, just don't get it that quick, you know, just don't bend that easy and not that flexible and pliable. If I was somebody else, I would run out of all kind of patience, but my patience is all sorts alone. You know, so it's really important for you to discover whatever it is that is distinctive or unique to you, because it's 9 times out of 10 it's tied to what causes you to make impact, you know, burn into the mind and make the impression on people the way that you do. Okay, so distinction. You have distinction, discover what that is, embrace it, and from a marketing standpoint, you need to market that. Put that out there. Put it out there. Okay? Second thing, because you got to think about, and I say this at the beginning of the part 1, you got to think about who you are, why you are, and the people who made impact upon you, positive and negative, and how big of an impact that made upon you. This is the mindset I want you to be in when you think about impacting the world. Everybody that crossed your path, you want to leave an impression upon them that is positive, not just for the sake of them having a positive impression about you, but an impact upon them that is positive for them after they leave your presence. All right, so we got distinction. I'm getting too long because I probably got every bit about 8 more minutes left, and I want y'all to be able to call in and ask me during question if you got one. Number 2, if you are going to make impact, of course we said you have to know, you know, your distinctions and then what's unique to you and market that thing, but also you need to have a platform. You need to have, and I know you're not going to hear this everywhere because a lot of people are in the habit of using somebody else's platform. But if you are going to impact somebody positively, you must be able to platform yourself. You've got to discover how to platform yourself. You've got to create your own platform from which what is distinctive about you, what your expertise at, what is exceptional about you, a platform from which you can talk to those you have influence over. And you hear me saying certain terms that come from last week. You got to go back and watch that so you can melt it into this here. You got to have a platform. I want to hear you. I want to, I was about to say, I want to hear you say like I'm standing somewhere teaching something, but I want you to type, or I want you to say out of your mouth, and you listening to me, I must create my own platform. I've got to create my own platform. I must create my own platform. And I know the temptation with sharing platforms with other people. And there's times when it comes to expansion that you should merge, but you need to have something to merge with, something mergeable. If you come somebody, they got their thing, you need to have your darn thing. So you need to create your own platform. Let me see if y'all saying that in here. Create your own platform. Let me see if I'm saying that. Are y'all? I don't see that nowhere. Is that in there? I got to reload this thing. Create your own platform. Somebody said, "Oh, I got commercials like Thaddeus." No, Thaddeus got commercials like me. How about that? Actually, don't even compare me to Thaddeus because his commercials is weak and sorry. I don't believe in doing stuff. I got to take it to the next level. I don't care if I got 2 pennies. I'm going to take them 2 pennies and mash them together and somehow just turn them into $4 where I can go and get some software, do a little piece better. Thaddeus can take a page out of my book, what he can do. I mean, that's what everybody else done did. Okay, anyway. You have got to build your own platform. You have got to build your own platform. A space you own and that you can access at any time freely, from which you can just sound your voice and influence a lot of people at one time, or your people at one time. You got to build your own platform. Let me see if I see it in here yet. Okay, I see it. I must create my own platform. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Hey, Crystal, I see it. My own platform. I got to create my own platform. Got to create my own platform. This is what I'm saying. You got to create your own platform. Your own. Let me explain to you when I say your own platform. I'm going to give you an example. I have had a pastor. He's dead now. I was faithful to his church until I had to go do something else. This is a good one. I'm gonna skip that. I'll tell you that another day. When I got into gospel music, I had to hire people to help me to do what I had to do. I had already had an assistant hired, but I had to hire a second assistant. I also hired a radio promoter. I hired somebody to do graphics. I hired somebody to, distribute my stuff, to work out this thing with Walmart.com, to work out this stuff with BestBuy.com. But you know what? I got tired, and this is just my natural thing. If you're doing something for me, I want to know what the heck you are doing. That's my natural. Now, the little space in there, I did get lazy and start depending on folk, just writing folk checks, so you do whatever. But my natural, everything I done, I built. Let me tell you, before I was sitting here in front of this camera, I was one of them pastors that when I went and got on the radio, I would take 2 radio players and recorders and put the tape in there, play music behind me, talk over the voice, create an intro, an outro, and then take it to the radio station. He's talking, how you do all this? I was nigger rigging it and doing. I always tried to do whatever I did the best way I could do. And this is like 96. I want nobody coming on the radio sound like nothing on that AM station in Fayetteville, North Carolina. But I always had this thing. And so I wanted to find out how they were doing what I was doing. And so I went and created my own label. And when I created my own label, I then decided, I say, look, I'm going to be my own radio promoter. Of course, I had to hire some help with that as well. And I took my own single to the top of the gospel charts at number 14 for 22 weeks. Nobody did that. Larry Reid did that. I had a great supporting team behind me as well. But I did it myself. I created it. That's what I mean. And nobody can take that from me. Nobody can ever say, I did that or I done that. No, I created it. You can say you helped me maybe, but you ain't did it. And that because I made a decision to do it my darn self. When I started going live on the internet, I started this back in the MySpace days, putting whatever I did well, my singing, my preaching, everything. I put it on cassettes, and I was doing everything trying to make it sound as good as everybody else. One day, this great website at the time that was showcasing all these preachers had Juanita Bottom, T.D. Jakes, 2 or 3 sermons a day, and Larry Reid one day, because they ran across one of my cassettes and said the intro and outro was so good because folks sent so much shabby stuff in here to be featured. I took yours just because it was well produced. And when I heard it, I said, oh my God, and he got a word. And I stayed featured up there for I don't know how long, and that's how people began to know me internationally in a long time ago. I mean, that's almost 16, 17 years ago. So I have been doing the digital space for years. If somebody asked me something about the radio, I started out working for somebody else in the radio in the 90s, but then I created my own radio show and shopped it myself and got my own spot. So if you are going to impact somebody, not only do you need to discover, have your distinction, but you need to then create your own platform, yours. Somebody say, how do I do that? Because I'm working for somebody else and I'm doing this business. Go back to last week. That whatever somebody paying you to do, that means you have exceptionality, and you have to do the research and the hard work of becoming an expert in that area. So what you need to do is become an expert in that area. And when you become an expert in that area, then you can take it and create a business. So although you may be working for them doing hair and makeup, now you can do hair and makeup on the side. And heck, let me tell you this, you can be working for a boss and then take their clients. Now I know that probably don't even sound right to some of y'all because it's just the way that y'all just think. But you have to use some wisdom. You talking about business? Business is a whole different kind of going on. You can talk to them, they paying all this extra price for this, that, and the other, and your company you working for is getting over on them. Cut the price. I can do the exact same thing. Yeah, girl. Here go my car. Call me later. Don't you tell nobody that I gave you this car. You get what I'm saying? Create your own lane. I told somebody today, and I've always been scared to say this out of my mouth, but it's the truth. Larry Reid don't want to work for nobody, and I ain't working for nobody at all. I ain't. I am not going and punch nobody clock. You tell me I got to be there a certain time, I got to leave a certain time. I'm not doing that. Now, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with beginning there. But if you, in my opinion, especially if you're a Christian and you have the Bible and you know Jesus Christ and the apostles, you should be apostolic. You should not be comfortable working for nobody no 9 and no darn 5. If you're working 9 to 5 and that's all you're doing, it's because you are spiritually, you're out of alignment. That's just my opinion. Because once you lock into who you are and what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to start realizing your enterprise. And you're going to start building your enterprise and building your own darn thing. I don't care if they're paying you 6 figures. I don't care how much time it take a week out your week to do work for them. You better get to building your own thing. And if you're going to build your own thing, that thing is coming out of you. So the first thing I'm going to say, you might need to get with a therapist or a life coach or some kind of mentorship. So you start working through those personal things that will keep you from building your platform. Because the platform, you creating your platform is literally, it's made out of you. All that you are. Good, bad, and the ugly. All right, last thing. I think I got 5 minutes. Lord, and y'all done got quiet. Is it because you ain't like something I said? Oh, man. Keep listening to me. I ain't all the way crazy. Last thing. All right. Success. If you're going to impact the world and you're going to make impact in your world and impact people, you have got to become successful. You've got to be successful. This is what I wrote down. I said, become Googleable. Become Googleable. Trackable, provable, data itemizing achievements you've had and caused. If you are going to make impact in somebody's life, you have to have some successes. So that should go ahead and put some things in perspective for you. You need to begin to start doing your thing early, because when you first start doing your thing, you know, you're digging it out. You're creating it. You're getting things in place. You know, so what the time when you're doing that, you don't have a whole lot of data. You don't have a whole lot of successes. You have a whole lot of mix-ups. You start and you stop, starts and stop. You know, cry, I don't feel like I can do it. And then you start back and, you know, then you get into this thing and you're doing it real good. And after that, you got a couple of clients. And that could take 5 years. That could be 5 years gone. You know, so when it comes to impacting somebody, and I'm not saying you can't make impact until you get Googleable data. That ain't what I'm saying. But I want you to push yourself to be successful and to get results. Put whatever it is that you do into practice in such a way until it gets some recognition. So if you're going to impact somebody, you got to have success. You got to have some successes. You got to have some Googleable successes, some trackable successes. We ought to be able to call your last job and they talk about you created this entire system for whatever, and you changed the entire department, or you work for that particular client and you just took their whole everything to the next level. That has to be something that is on you. You are a brand, and you were born to impact the world, and you got to put some things in perspective. And I'm talking to those of you that are in these relationships that are toxic and are draining you. You're having the same 4-5 arguments 24/7. Okay, it's trying to make some changes. Ain't saying throw the whole relationship away, but certainly you got to be redefined or reborn. In some cases, maybe you need to throw the whole thing away. Your life is going on and on and on, and the clock is ticking, and you turning into old. You ain't the young as you used to be. Get focused about what you were born to do, and don't get into this system of going to work, cashing your check, being a parent, doing what you're doing. You got to start dreaming. It's time to write down your dreams. Write down your dreams. I was talking to someone today and I pulled out some very personal paperwork where I got some stuff scribbled down about what I want to do. And I wish I can show y'all where I'm sitting, what I have done. The area that I just put it out there. I don't even care. You are watching me. I made my bedroom, my master bedroom, a set and a studio. There are lights all around here, computers and boards and wires that are sitting all around me. And this is my master bedroom. This is my bedroom. Took my bed out of here, went back to my roots. I said, you know, I'm going to sleep on this floor. I'm going to sleep around this equipment. I'm going to keep it set up, and I'm going to continue to dream. I want to dream every single night about Hollywood. I want to dream every single night about creating shows for Netflix. I want to dream about having 800,000 subscribers on YouTube and on Facebook likes within the next 2 years. I want to put my focus on impacting people and going around different places and preaching and making sure that these churches and these businesses and these coaches and gurus have the inspiration that they need to do. I mean, I'm reading certain books and, you know, reading some articles, and that's where my mind is at. In the midst of all of that, I have to work sometimes from 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing something now. I have to wake up 3 something in the morning and work till noon. And then I come home and do 2 or 3 other jobs. And then I come and do this. But I'm doing all of that, you know, to make money. I'm doing all of that so I can take care of my fixed bills. So when my girls come here, they don't be eating no peanut butter and jelly. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, but you got to really put your focus. You must, I want to encourage you to begin to focus on what it is that you want and how bad you want to impact the lives of others. And when you put your purpose at the center of your thought, you're going to make some different choices. There can be some folk you may let go. There may be some conversations you just ain't having no more. I just ain't interested in having the conversation no more. I'm just tired. And I'm just tired of you too. Goodbye. Go. Bye. See ya. And begin to focus on what it is that you want to do. And get hungry after that thing. It'll make you wake up. And sometimes it'll keep you from sleeping. You know, I'm not telling you not to enjoy your life and not to have love, not to have a little play. Play hard. Enjoy life. But you better get on getting up and impact the world. You were born for a reason. Get with debt. Build your platform, discover your distinction in your exceptional parts, become an expert there, build your sphere of influence. Pay attention to what distinguishes you from everybody else. Build your platform and begin to push for success. Build your provable data, trackable data, your Googleable data. You hear what I'm saying? All right, we're going to talk about this part 3 next week. Now, I'm looking over there and I ain't got no phone calls that came in. I know there's something y'all got to ask me. I mean, normally you would have to pay me to ask me a question, but this is why I'm sitting right here. I'm going to let you ask me. You know, but next week we're going to do part 3. If you don't see me here next week, I mean, something came up and I absolutely couldn't do it. But it's my endeavor to be here next Tuesday, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. And we're going to talk about the things that you're going to need in order to impact the world. Those 3 things are advocates, partnership, and mentorship, or apprenticeship. Okay, so we're going to talk about that on next week. So make sure you tune in next week. I'm going to be sitting right here helping you. If you have a question to ask me, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. 646-787-8174. Let me look at some, if y'all saying anything in here. Corey, call and ask your question. What happened? Help me with the idea of building your own platform versus God opening the doors of opportunity. Oh, I'm so glad you asked me that. I would love for you to call and ask me that. I don't know if you still hear Corey because this thing got a delay. Let me see. It has a little delay here, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So what's the difference? Help me with the idea of building your own platform versus God opening the doors of opportunity. This is plain and very simple. God is going to open up doors of opportunity. That's him. Jesus, them, God, Gabriel, angels, Michael's, Uriel, all y'all, Raphael. Y'all going over here and get with them doors. Open up them doors. Now on the other side, you open doors for your darn self. Get creative and innovative and open up doors for your darn self. As simple as that. God doing what he doing is him doing what he doing. But you got something you got to be doing. So you need to go ahead and be doing that. And get with it quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let me tell you some of the things I did. When I went into music, I'm gonna tell you, as a preacher, a lot of pastors are scared to get me in. Not because I'm gonna tell you, not because they think I'm gonna get up there and say something they see me say on Larry Live or on my live. You know, I can just say whatever I want to say, however I want to say it. But the pulpit I honor. So I'm gonna be so focused on using my gifts to inspire you, point you towards Jesus, and help your church reach whatever goal it is as an apostle when I come up in there. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to say some stuff I say here. And preachers so some pastors are scared to let me in, but when they let me in, they're like, Lord, I'm so glad I should have had you and try to book me for a whole week because I just know how to get people together. But as a singer, they trusted me because he just coming in to sing. And the thing we like about Reid, if he come into your church and he bring his singers, he going to take y'all to church and y'all going to be bucking after it's all said and done. So you know what? I knew that people wouldn't, the same people that never invited me to preach, who stayed on my phone asking me questions, those same people, I was able to call and say, hey, me and my singers, we promoting our project. We need to come there and sing. I said, well, I'll get myself there. I'll get us there. But let us come sing. So you just give us whatever you want to give us. I'm not, this Sunday I can't. I said, man, what you talking about? I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm going to be sitting there in the audience. Reid, you for real? Yep, I sure am. And come. Get the mic. What's exceptional about me, distinctive about me, what I do well, and my singers who I've done to rehearse, get up there and flatten the church and have them bucking. After that, collect my check. Because now by that point, they want to write me a check. And then plus I'm going to sell my product and I'm leaving there with quite a few G's. You know, and so that's me creating my own opportunity. Shirley Caesar tell the testimony all the time. I know everybody knows who Shirley Caesar is. I don't care who watching me. It's the gospel woman, old, or been saying on anything gospel. And she said she wanted to sing with Albertina Walker in the Caravan, so she wrote her own note as if to request Shirley Caesar to sing, and it was her that wrote and got done singing, and then she went to the Caravans forever and a day. In fact, most of them dead. She don't want to live in. So you create your own opportunity, man. So that's the difference between God opening up a door and you open up your darn door yourself. See what I'm saying? So you got to do whatever you got to do. Use your gifts and your abilities for comedy, for medicine, whatever it is. Use it to impact the world positively. I don't care what area of life you are in. Use that thing to impact people positively. Music, entertainment, fashion and design, engineering, thermodynamics, no matter what it is. Use that thing. Become an expert in that thing. Build your own platform and be successful. All right? Ain't nobody call in, but if you want to call in, ask me a question. 646-787-8174, you can. But I guess you don't want to. So I'm going to let you go. All right? See you later. Bye. Oh, watch this this advertisement. Stream some of this music and buy these books, please, if you love me a whole lot. Bye.